What's going on, guys? Welcome back. If you're new here, we're trying to make it to Power Tour, and we've got, what is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have 3 days. This is my 59 Pontiac Catalina. If you'd watched the last video, you know we took this thing on a little road trip for the first time. I bought this like 4 months ago. It'd been off the road for 40 years. We've spent a lot of time, effort to get it back on the road to make it to Power Tour. Now, the motor and transmission that's in it is fine. It runs perfectly fine, but it is smoking and it has developed a pretty severe rear main leak. In the last video, I picked up this 400. It also needed a rear main seal. We slipped a new rear main in it, but it does not smoke and it runs good. So we got 3 days to get this small block out, get that 400 in, and make it to Power Tour. From where I'm at, I think day one is a 4-hour drive just to get to the start of Power Tour. It's in, I think, it's in Indianapolis Motorsports Park in Indiana. I'm in Ohio. But regardless, none of that matters. We need to get under here and just start unhooking everything, getting everything undone, so that way we can get this hooked up to that and get it out. So I have some help coming here in a little bit to help me get the hood, and I'm going to try to get 90% of this done before anybody shows up. Really, I just would like a hand getting the hood off and maybe pulling this out and setting that one in. But regardless, I'm going to get after it. I don't have much time to talk or record, so I'm probably going to set you guys up on a time lapse and just get after this thing and let you guys see what happens. So let's get after it. Alright, so as you've seen, I've got everything unhooked minus 2 motor mount bolts, which those will come right out. And then we got to get this hood out of the way. I can't do it by myself. As you can see, the thing is massive. I've got some help on the way for that, but as soon as they're here, we'll get this hood off of here, and then we'll get to pulling this one out and setting that one in. Shouldn't be too bad to do. Everything come apart easy, obviously. It's all was just put in there not even a month ago. So but yeah, as soon as the help gets here, we'll flop these around. I'm short on 2 gaskets. I need water pump gaskets and an intake gasket, but other than that, I have everything to throw this thing back together. We might even get it 90% of the way hooked back up tonight, and then finish it tomorrow and be driving it tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed, because obviously we're going to need to get some drive time on that motor just to make sure everything's good to go, make sure it doesn't overheat, yada yada yada. That's why we went on the trip with this one, and we found some bad things. But it wasn't smoking when we left. I think a ring just gave out. If you've been following along, you know that this motor had sat for, I think it was 15 years or so. I had picked it up, condition unknown, just knew that it had ran 15-ish years ago. But regardless, it's still a good motor. I do plan to rebuild this thing. Maybe we'll put a small cam in it, and we're going to put it right back in this car. We'll pull the 400 out, and we'll save that for something else. That thing needs gone through too, but we'll do that later. As long as it gets us through Power Tour, that's all that matters. We'll get this freshened up, and then we'll put it back in some other time. But I'm waiting for my help to get here, get this hood off. In the meantime, I'll get these 2 motor mount bolts out, and then it's ready to yank this thing out. So I'll be right back. Alright, I forgot to hit record on putting the new one back in. As you can see, we didn't have to take the hood off. We figured we'd try it, and it cleared just barely. I really need to invest in a good tray picker. This one's just too little. But regardless, all we gotta do now is everything we just did, but in reverse. So I'm not gonna record that. I'm gonna turn the radio on and just bust this thing out. And then I'll come back when it's closer time to hit the key. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, as you can see, the motor's in. It is the next day. I had a couple buddies show up last night and help me knock this thing out. It is ready to hit the key other than getting this full of coolant. But it should actually start pretty easy. The carburetor should still have fuel in it. The only fuel that come out of the line was right before the pump. I'll probably squirt a little down the old carburetor there and then hit the key on this thing and see how it goes. We'll find out how loud the valve train is, because obviously you can't hear that when you start it on the floor with open headers or manifolds, whatever you're going to call them. But it didn't go too bad getting everything together. The only thing that really fought was the exhaust, which I expected that. But yeah, I do appreciate the three guys, Brian, Kyle, and my brother Healy. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for your help. I definitely wouldn't have got it done that fast. But regardless, and we still need to mess with timing, so I'm sure that's going to be off. It's just eyeballed in there. I was just trying to get some coolant in here. That way it's not dry. But I think that's going to be enough coolant for right in a second. I'm going to hit the key on this thing and see what happens. Hopefully, good things. Yeah, like I said, the distributor still loose. It isn't set or anything. Yeah, it should be ready to go. Is there still fuel in this? Little bit. It might start, might not. Let's find out together. This is where you figure out what you didn't hook back up. Part. Sound like it wanted to start hitting there. I got some fuel here. Let's give her a little drink. Have we got fuel in our filter yet? Oh, yeah, we got fuel in the filter, so it should be up to the carburetor by now, I would assume. Let's try again. Oh yeah, need to watch oil pressure too. Make sure we got that. All right, come on. Well, we are getting oil pressure, so that's good. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Is the distributor not plugged in? Something simple. What's going on? Ah, look. Distributor not plugged in. Now it's probably flooded. Oh well. Plug this in and try again. That's what these tests are for, right? Get on there. Look underneath, make sure we're not leaking anything yet. That looks good. Should fire. Let's see. Come on, be good to me. Yes. Come on. We got like 70 pounds of oil pressure. I think we might have some plug wires off. And the distributor needs turned a little bit. Let me check firing order. I'm not blaming anybody, but I didn't do it all myself, so I'm gonna check this real quick, and then yeah, I don't see anything leaking. That's good news. Sweet. Let me check his firing order, and then, yeah. Alright, everything looks fine on firing order, everything on the plugs. I wish I had a button starter for out here, so I could be out here and mess with everything. I don't see any vacuum leaks or anything. Alright, let's try again, see if we can get it to run a little bit longer. Why? What's going on? It's got plenty of oil pressure. It just does not want to idle at all. Turn the distributor back this way. I really need one of those buttons you can use under the hood. That's better. Better. Maybe a little too far, a little too much. We'll try a little more. I did like that, so. Come on. Too much. Come on. Yeah. Come on, stay running. Stay running. Stay running. Stay running. Well, I can tell you this, something does not sound good in this thing at all. Wow. Wow. Let me do some more messing, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so whatever noise it was making, I found it. I don't know if you guys could hear it on camera, but apparently in our adventure of putting this back together, the crank pulley never got tightened down all the way. I took the belt off of it, and the noise went away, and the pulley, you probably don't see this darkener, the pulley's loose. So that is a huge plus. I was gonna say, because I would have heard that on the floor, even with the open headers. That sounded pretty bad, but still seems like we have a misfire. These are the plugs out of the other motor. We might end up having to change them because I cleaned them up with a wire wheel, just trying to save $1, but we might have to swap them out. But regardless, I'm gonna get this pulley tightened up and get this thing pushed outside and let it sit here and run for a bit. We'll get the timing dialed in a little better, get the idle set and all that, but we're gonna push it outside, get this pulley tightened up, and go from there. All right, got this thing outside. It's running better. I revved it up a few times, cleared it out, and the misfire went away, which is a good thing. But the issue I'm having now is it's wanting to overheat. I think that thermostat's sticking for some reason. It's brand new. I didn't have a problem with it just yesterday in the other motor, so we might have to dig into that. But it got up to like 230, and then I heard it like gurgle, and it went back down. But yeah, right now that's a little hot, and it's acting weird. It's like it's only opening for a split second, then it's shutting immediately. I don't know if there's just a bunch of air pockets in this motor that need to work their way out or what's going on with it, but regardless, that's not going to work because the other motor never got over like 170 ever. And it's same radiator, same intake, same thermostat, same hoses, same water pump. The only thing different is the motor. So let this cool down so I can take the cap back off of it, and maybe it'll burp. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not sure yet, but as of right this second, that's what's going on. But yeah, it does runs really good. Haven't seen any smoke yet, and yeah, we're gonna let this thing cool down, and then we're gonna get this thing out on the road once we get this overheating problem figured out. So be right back once I figure that out. All right, guys, I think we got her figured out. She's running. We're down at like 170, 180-ish. We got just over 50 pounds of oil pressure. She sounds good, no smoke. We're doing great. I think it just had a big air pocket in it, and she worked herself out. Let it cool down, put some more in it, start it, let it warm up, let it cool down, yada yada yada. I did that twice, and it seems like we're good to go. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm gonna drive the wheels off of this car for the next, what do I got? The next 2 days and the rest of the day. It's supposed to rain today and tomorrow, so probably should get the wipers figured out, but if not, I'm gonna get the Rain-X out. And as you can see, it's raining right now, but there is Rain-X on the windshield. I'm just gonna hop in this thing and just start driving it. That's what it needs, and I'll let you guys know if anything happens. But for right now, I need to get some time under its belt, so that's what I'm gonna go do. All right, it's now Saturday. It's been a couple days, and I've done nothing but drive the wheels off of this car. So far, everything has been going great. Runs good, drives good. It does smoke a little on startup, but what do you expect? We're not dripping any oil. We're not leaking 2 quarts in an hour. I've probably put a good 70, 80 miles on it. But regardless, there's a couple things that I want to check over. A couple things I want to do before we leave. We're leaving tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, a couple of things are, the carburetor on this one's kind of acting funny. It's used. I got it used. Didn't really know anything about it. But regardless, my buddy Michael that's going with us, he gave me yesterday a basically brand new Edelbrock carburetor, which is what's on here now. I do have a Holly, but it needs rebuilt. This one, it has 3 vacuum ports on the front of it. I got one for the distributor, one for the trans, and then one is running the brake booster. One of the small ones doesn't have any vacuum on it for some reason, and I keep having to adjust the idle. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm probably going to pull it off and just go through it and clean it up, because it runs great other than the idle issue. I did check for vacuum leaks and everything. I didn't find any vacuum leaks, because usually that'll affect idle pretty drastically. I didn't find anything, but regardless, if we can't figure this one out, we'll throw that one on. But regardless, I'm probably going to take that one as a spare just to be safe. I got a bunch of stuff to load up tonight anyways, a whole bunch of tools and all that. Also, the heat decided to start working, which it's not even hooked up. I'm not sure what happened. Something inside the heater core must have finally got blown out of the way or whatever. But regardless, I have the cover that goes on the firewall under the hood. The heater core lines ain't hooked up, but it's blowing enough air through the fan that it's going through the heater core, the hole in the firewall, blowing through the heater core, and then it's just blowing heat right on your feet. So I'm going to throw this back on. I'll probably throw the fan back on too, but regardless, it'll look better with this on there anyways. I need to, if I got time, fab up some sort of coolant reservoir. I don't have one right now. I don't see us needing one, but maybe I can find a glass bottle or something and we'll get that situated. And wipers. I'd really like to get those wired up. So first things first, we'll probably do carburetor and then jump right to the wipers, because this will take 2 seconds. All the other stuff is just kind of checking over stuff. So we'll do carburetor, then we'll do the wipers, block the heat off, and then we'll go from there. So I guess I pop the hood on this, pull this carburetor off of here and kind of go through it. I might fire it up first. Well, no. I'll just go ahead and pull this off. We'll take this carburetor apart and just check it over just to be safe and see what's going on with it. So set you guys up and get this off of there. Okay, so apparently I'm just a clown. I was saying that there's only vacuum on 2 of these ports. Well, I was doing some thinking, and in reality, one of the small ones is a manifold vacuum, the other is a ported vacuum. So there's not going to be much vacuum on this one, which is one I was saying didn't have vacuum. there's not going to be much vacuum on it with the throttle blade closed. This will see vacuum when you hit the throttle. That's why there's no vacuum on this. It's perfectly fine. If you take this hose off and blow through here, there is no blockage. I'm a clown, regardless. And as far as the idle thing, I said that I had checked for vacuum leaks, and I did. I sprayed around everything with carb cleaner, brake cleaner, whatever you want to call it. And it didn't change an RPM or anything. But it wasn't messing with the idle all the time. So maybe at the time of me spraying it, it was actually didn't have a vacuum leak. Well, me down here messing with these hoses, I just noticed that this carburetor never got tightened up. So I'm gonna say that that is the reason for the sporadic idle at times. I've already tightened down the back ones and then I turned on the camera, but I'm gonna venture to say that tightening these down is going to solve our changing idle. I'm surprised it didn't cause more of an issue than what it did, to be completely honest, but here we are. But I think that is going to solve that problem. So great news. If it doesn't, like I said, I'm going to take the other carburetor with us just in case. I got plenty of trunk room in this thing, so might as well just throw it in the car. Better safe than sorry. But anyways, let's jump over and try to get these wipers on some kind of toggle switch or something like that. That way we can wipe the window. Okay, so messing with the wipers now, and I know this is very crude, but there is 3 terminals on the wiper motor. I believe that the top one is for the washer fluid squirter motor thingy, and then the other 2 run the motor for the wipers. I've poked and prodded around and I've kind of figured it out. So what I figured out, the middle one is the power, the bottom one is the ground. And here's what's weird. Obviously red is power, blue is ground. Now we got the red on the power, and if you take the blue and you hook up the ground, the wipers come on. Obviously we're making a circuit, but what's weird is you unhook the power and they just stop wherever. Like you can get them to go almost to the bottom and stop like that. But what's weird is if you hook the power up, get this back in here, and then you unhook the ground. We'll unhook it while they're all the way at the top. So I'll wait for it to get all the way to the top. Unhooked now. They go all the way down and park. So they're triggering it somehow with the ground, because they don't go back all the way down if you just unhook the power side. They'll stop wherever you unhook it, and you can get them to go to about there, and then they start going back up. But if you unhook the ground now, they go and park. So I have found a new wiper switch on eBay. They're a little pricey, but for now what I'm gonna do, instead of leaving the power hooked up constantly, we'll run a wire inside to a switch, just a toggle switch, and we'll trigger the ground. And if it's supposed to rain that day, I'll open the hood and just hook the power directly to the battery. That way I'm not leaving it hooked up overnight and draining the battery. It's only for power tour, and it's only going to be hooked up if it rains, but we'll put the switch inside. That way if it does start to rain, we can trigger it and the wipers will come on, and then when we shut it off, they'll go back down and park and be out of the way. It's temporary, it'll work. It's crude, but like I said, it's just for power tour, just for this week, and when I get the extra funds, I will order the right switch and have it wired up the right way, and we won't have to worry about it no more. So I'm gonna get to hooking that up. Once again, it's under the dash. It's paying the video under the dash, and I'll show you them working when I get it done. Okay, so just put some ends on there, and then I ran them in this harness, or this bloom, whatever you call it, down. And then I just ran the power up here, and when I need it, it's just tucked down here. We'll hook it up just like this. And then from inside the car, obviously I'll put that in there better, but while we're driving, if I need it, I just hung this switch right down here, turn this on, boom, we got wipers. Then turn it off, boom, no more wipers. Easy as that. And like I said, not gonna leave that hooked up all the time, and then that switch, I'll end up tucking it up in the dash somewhere so it's up out of the way. And then, because I'm not sure if this will have a battery draw, I wouldn't imagine that factory that had to have power constantly. I don't know, I'm hoping that maybe something inside the factory switch does all that. But regardless, that's how it's going to work for the next week. Next thing on the list, which is actually pretty much the last thing. Yeah. Well, I got an exhaust rattle I got to look at, but got to get this piece here, which is just the cover that covers the hole in the firewall for the heater core. What's happening is the fan is blowing so much hot air, it's going through there, then it's coming through the vents, and when it's 80 degrees outside and the heat's on, it's like, well, you could imagine, it's hot in the car. So I'm gonna bolt this back on, and then we'll take a look underneath this thing, see if we can't find a rattle. But then yeah, it's pretty much good to go unless I think about something else to fix. So I'm gonna get this back on here real quick. All right, so that thing's all on there and looks really good. Should keep all of the air from going into there. I jacked the front of this thing up because I wanted to recheck the wheel bearings, and they both feel great. There's not much slop in them. I always set mine kind of loose. It's hard to explain. If you've done wheel bearings before, you know what I'm talking about. But those feel fine. So yeah, we just got to check the exhaust, figure out what's rattling down there, and then really I need to find some sort of bottle or container or something to run a coolant reservoir to, and then I think we're going to be good to go. And then I just got to chuck all my stuff in here that I'm taking with me. Taking a bunch of tools, spare carburetor, spare tire, the normal stuff that you would take on a, I think it's like 1,200 miles or so road trip in a classic car that you've only driven an hour away before. It's gonna be great. But I'm gonna comment here, and if there ain't nothing too serious, I probably won't even show you guys, but if it's something we gotta fix, I'll let you guys know. But I'll be back once I figure out what all is going in the trunk of this thing. Alright, so I got everything that I think I'm gonna need in the car. I just got back from putting fuel in it. The only thing else we gotta load up is the cooler in the morning, and we're gonna hit the road. We're leaving out of here at I think 8 o'clock, as long as everybody gets here on time. But regardless, this is where I'm gonna end this video. If you want to see how the trip goes, come back next week. I'm gonna video the entire thing, and it'll all just be one video. It'll probably end up being way longer than a half an hour like my normal videos, but come back, check that out. But anyways, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We're like a little over 50 away from hitting 1,000 subs, so that would be pretty cool to hit that. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys watching, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.